Hey everybody, thanks again for joining me on this vlog tonight. It is Saturday, April 25th, 2020. We are still in quarantine mode. I'm really excited about today's guest, but I don't want to today, again, like other times, I don't want to talk about COVID-19 or coronavirus. If you are interested in that, you can always go to cdc.gov and who.int, which you see on your screen there below. They got tons of great resources, plus the latest information. And today, of course, there's a lot of press conferences, just like there usually are, these daily press briefings. So you can follow your local media or news sources, and you can view those press conferences for more information. But again, I personally love going to the cdc.gov just because you can actually monitor information coming out of other communities, not just yours. All right. Well, my guest today is a student at California State University in Fullerton, and she is also an intern of journalism. She's done work with Univision. Yeah, I mean, she's doing a lot of great stuff right now, including some really cool projects. So I'm really excited to talk to her about these projects. Gabriela Martinez is here with me today.
Hello.
Hi,
Thank
Gabriela.
you.
How are you?
Thank you for inviting me. Good. Very excited to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me, honestly.
Yeah, of course, of course. How are you holding up?
Honestly, it was a huge change for me. I went from being very productive, like 24/7, every day, new projects, creating packages on a daily, starting my day at 5 in the morning, ending like at 11 p.m. to now having a completely different schedule, but it's totally fine. I'm trying my best to just continue having a set schedule, even though it's not the same as what I was used to. So I'm modifying things. All of my work is online using all sorts of social media outlets to create content, to continue putting my face out there, my work out there. So a lot of changes, Oscar, definitely, but I'm trying to keep myself as occupied as possible.
Yeah, well, that's good. That's good. Keeping your mind busy is always good. And for me, I've been working from
Yeah.
home for over a month now, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. Um, but how has this whole quarantine thing and the pandemic in general affected you? Because I know you were doing an internship, and what happened with that?
Yeah. So my internship was at Univision in San Diego, and a couple of weeks ago they emailed us and just told us
Hmm.
that the internship was over and that they couldn't be liable for us. So I felt a little sad, but then I felt it's gonna be all right. So all I was thinking at that moment was like, Gabby, think about something different to do. What can you do to continue creating content and adding content to my demo reel? And all I thought was, hey, Instagram Live, Facebook Live, I can continue to interview people who are making a difference nowadays during this really, really difficult time. So I'm creating packages as we speak on individuals who have been affected due to COVID-19. And it has been really surprisingly amazing to see that with what I have. Literally, I have a tripod and my cell phone and a mic lav, and that's about it. That's all I use on a daily. And I've been creating content with what I have. And I've been very productive so far. So I'm thinking, okay, I can do this. I have increased my following on Instagram and Facebook, surprisingly. And well, of course, I've been spending more time online. So it's been pretty nice. I really like this transition. So what this tells me is that when you have love, when you love to inform, you'll find a way to inform no matter what and what like the circumstances around you. So that's what I've learned so far, that you can do what you love with what you have.
Yeah, yeah. No, well put. And yeah, I've been noticing a lot of your great content on Instagram. So, was there a particular reason why you chose to go with Instagram versus any of the other platforms?
You know something? I find that I have a lot more following on Instagram, and I see and I've noticed that there are more people on Instagram that are like millennials, Gen Z. So that's like my target population. So that's the reason why I use it the most. And honestly, every time I have an interview, I have way more viewers on Instagram. So that's why I use that platform way more. As for Facebook, though, Facebook, I have noticed that my following is like an older crowd. And what they're interested in is a little different than what people are interested in on Instagram. So I have like different following on both platforms. But I use everything. I use Twitter, I use Instagram, Facebook, but I love Instagram so much. And I do spend my time on Instagram the most. Also, what I've noticed too is that on Instagram, I've been able to network a lot easier with people, like people that have like a lot of following, and I'll just basically DM them and they'll collaborate. So I've been finding that to collaborate on Instagram, it's been a lot easier for me. So I've been using Instagram for collaborations, interviews. Like just my last interview was really, really, really fun. And it was someone that loves to sing mariachi music, right?
Yeah.
And he's not Hispanic. So that went viral. And I thought, okay, this is fun. So I'm continuing to explore, to see what people love. But like my main thing is what affects my community. I come from a Latino community. My community speaks Spanish, so that's the content that I go ahead and publish on a daily. What affects us Latinos nowadays with COVID-19, and how can I help them make it through during these difficult times?
That's awesome, and you're. I know we've talked about this too. That you're doing these projects, content not only for social media, but also for the university that you attend.
Yeah, that's so much fun actually. So before the pandemic, I would visit the studio, and on a weekly, I host. It's called Titan Weekly, which is like the weekly news of like campus news and also from trending topics. And that was really, really awesome. So now that we're transitioning to virtual instruction, everything that I'm doing is in my room with my camera. So I'm continuing to produce content, but it's in my room, and they get their weekly dosage of me anchoring, but it's here at home. So a little different. For sure. I mean, the lighting is different, of course, and whatnot, but I'm working with what I have. And so this is like my third, fourth week with Titan Weekly and working at home. And it's been great so far.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. How has working remotely been? Just like any of the major differences working remotely than working in person, going in there and doing your thing. What has been the hardest thing and the easiest thing about doing the remote thing?
You know something, I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm an extrovert, and as a journalist, I love being out there. I love interviewing people and just, hey, how are you? How's it going? And going from there instead of like emailing them and texting them to get like a story, it's a little different. That's a difficult part of it all, that you can't see them and actually physically tell them like, hey, can I interview you for this package or whatnot? So that has been very difficult. Also, you can't rely on your internet sometimes, and let's be honest, that has also failed. So sometimes when I'm working on IG Live or Facebook Live, you don't get the best quality that you would like to have. That's another issue that I've been facing, but I work around it. Whatever I record and the best work I have, I go ahead and edit that and then publish the best work that I accumulated from everything.
That's
Pretty
good.
much.
And as we're talking right now, we're showing a little bit of your Instagram. I chose just a random video, but we're playing a little bit of the Instagram video here. It's like I said, it's a lot of great content, and you have a lot of these collaborators too. Let's see. Here's one, for example.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
El güero ranchero.
Yeah. you totally would not expect him to know how to speak Spanish, and he does. He comes through. So
You know
that was
what?
awesome.
I honestly, yeah, that was very awesome. I actually told him, you know what, I can go ahead and do this like Spanglish interview with you. And he went ahead and answered all of my questions in Spanish. People loved him so much. I have that was one of the most popular videos that I have on my Instagram at the moment. So
Yeah,
that was great.
yeah. Let's listen to it a little bit here.
Of course, of course. He sings in some of the parts here.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
great.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Young guy from Utah that actually went out and helped in Costa Rica and learned. He learned Spanish in Costa Rica. He was out there for 2 years, fell in love with mariachi music, and is now singing mariachi. So I thought,
Wow.
you know what? We need some good news, something fun and entertaining for our viewers. And here we go. And he sang a couple of songs. So yeah, huge shout out to him.
So did you catch him singing the songs in here? I mean, it's a 15-minute clip, but I want to see if I can find one where he's singing.
Yeah, he sings 3 songs on the clip.
Wow,
He does.
really? Okay. With
He
a
does.
cappella or with an instrument?
He actually put like a YouTube karaoke song as a backdrop music and then went
Wow.
ahead and sang. But yeah, so things like that. I mean, like always, my focus is to inform, and it's like very important information relating COVID and all that. But sometimes you need something fun right now, honestly. I mean, enough.
Yeah.
I think it's too much. I think that a lot of people are getting very anxious and nervous with all this information going around. And I think that as reporters, we also could take it lightly at times and just show something different and entertain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, talking about entertainment, I think I just found the part in the clip where he sings. Let's see if we can.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see if we can listen to it a little bit.
Okay, let's see.
Wow, that was great. That was great.
Yeah, he's really good. He's really good.
Oh man, and so this is on your Instagram. So for everybody watching, you can go check out your Instagram at Gabby TV News.
Yes.
I swear you're putting a lot of great stuff out there. I really enjoy watching it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I'm even amazed sometimes. I'm like, okay, how much content can you possibly publish on a weekly? But now that we're here at home, I find that we have so much time to gather a lot and network with people. So I'm taking advantage of every single minute to network, meet new people online, interview, inform, and actually just enjoy my time at this moment, as difficult as it could be.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's that's awesome. Well, what's your process for creating this content? Like how much time do you dedicate to it from pre-production to executing the vision to post-production? I mean, what's the process like?
Okay, I'm going to be very straightforward, and this is how it usually works. I usually scroll on my feed if I see someone who's doing or making a difference. For example, like a couple of weeks ago, there was a young lady who is a student at, I think, UC Irvine, and I think it's UC Irvine, and she's actually creating a mural at the U.S.-Mexico border. So I looked at her feed and I thought, oh, wow. I looked at her page and I'm thinking, oh, this is amazing. I need to interview her. So I went ahead, went her page and DM'd her. She responded and I told her, I would love to interview you. Let's go ahead and create an IG live date. And I want everyone to know about your project. And that's how it basically started. I create my PR or my marketing through Canva, which is a free app. So I basically place like a picture of myself and the picture of the person who I'm interviewing and the time that I'm interviewing them on IG Live. And I go ahead and show their work on my stories. And so people are anticipating my story for like about 24 hours. So I go ahead and if I know that I'm going to interview someone like on Monday, so today's Saturday, I'm working on showing everyone what this person does and their highlights of their work and whatnot. And people are like, they're always like asking questions like, when are you doing this live? And what does she do? Talking that person. So by around, we have a lot of people on our live. So that's on a weekly.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, and a lot of people I think are a little bit intimidated by creating content, but I have noticed that digital content has increased ever since people started staying at home more and more. In fact, like there's some computer parts that are kind of hard to find right now, parts that you would need to do like YouTube lives or record, create content. Have you noticed that too? Just from around the
Oh, definitely. What I've noticed too is that like all of us are now a lot on social media and taking advantage of our time. So if many of us didn't have time to be on Instagram, Facebook, now is the time. So I'm seeing like everyone who are now like chefs all of a sudden, yoga instructors who are interviewing people.
Yeah.
And I love that. I praise that. Like, yes, you are being productive, you're doing something, you're informing, and you're connecting with people. And that's what this is all about. That's what social media is all about, So let's take advantage of it. Why
not? Exactly. Well, are there any other projects that you're thinking about doing in the near future here with any of the other platforms or even on Instagram? And just anything that's coming to your mind that you want to try out?
At the moment, I'm working on my demo reel and I'm creating content on social media. So my goal is to, go ahead and edit and grab all of the really amazing content I have on social media, like just the best, go ahead and use it on my demo reel. But I'm juggling right now, demo reel. So on the days that I could go out, I go out and make sure that I'm actually safe first and foremost. And I go ahead and create packages on some of the important things that are going on today in my community and go ahead and use that content for my demo reel. So I'm juggling on both, but my goal right now, to be honest with you, Oscar, is finishing my demo reel so that I could start applying for jobs as a multimedia journalist and hopefully soon land a job. That's my main goal. But yeah, as for social media, if anything comes around that's very interesting, that's informative, that helps our community, even just put a smile on our community, I'm all up for it. But not particularly more than just demo reel, demo reel, demo reel.
Well, yeah, finding a job is important, especially in this climate. That's why I'm blessed that I have a job right now and that I can do it remotely and do it well. But I'm glad you mentioned going out to gather content and stories and tell stories from the community. So what I wanted to ask you was, how are you staying safe? What equipment are you using to stay safe, and how are you what's that process like for you?
For sure. So I wear a mask every time I'm out. I wear my gloves. And what I'm doing is I only have a mic lav. So when I do go out there and I'm interviewing someone, I go ahead and have my distance 6 feet apart. I put my mic lav on wherever I can, if it's like on top of a car, but to make sure that we have like that distance where I could still hear that person. And that is exactly what I'm doing. When I do get back home, I go ahead and shower, wash my clothes, and as weird as it sounds, I stay away from my family for a couple of days just because I'm actually the only one that goes out. And the reason why I'm going out is because I need to build my demo reel and I need to create content. So I don't want to put my family at risk. So I basically stay in my room for most of the part. When I come back and I stay here. But when I do go out, I make sure that I'm out, usually like last time I went out to like a Target, and that was actually very, very fun. But I made sure that I was like away and at a distance from people. And I just try my best to create content in places where I know that I'm not risking myself much. And then when I do come back, I stay away from my family as much as I possibly can. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's very hard and it's a difficult time. And how do you explain this to, like, I have two little nephews too that come around, they come over, and how do you explain it to them? I just tell them, you know what, I can't get close to you because I went outside right now. So it's just it's difficult. It's a little interesting.
Yeah, I know it's strange for sure. I've probably only gone out just a handful of times. It's all right.
I sneezed.
Oh no! Hopefully you don't have the Rona. No.
Stop. I can't.
But no. I've only gone out very few times, and usually it's for essential stuff. So today actually, I went out after I think like maybe 2 weeks of not going out. I usually just stay at home and I kind of walk around the complex or just be in this little area. But yeah, today I decided, okay, I'm gonna accompany my wife to go to the grocery store and get some shopping done. So we ended up buying, I think it's like 2 weeks worth of food because we don't want to go back and do it again, but anytime soon. But I mean, it was strange. I'm glad that there's signs up now that say you're not allowed inside the store unless you're wearing a mask. But I still saw a couple people, like there was this young, like, buff guy that he was wearing a mask, but it wasn't really fully across his face. It's almost like he just put it on to get inside the store, and then once he was inside the store, he just kind of let it loose hanging around. I was sure to stay away, but okay. There's all these measures, and for the most part, like, people were still. They're respectful, but with these aisles the way they were, it just, I mean, I think that's the challenge facing the grocery stores right now. It's like when you go, how can you really avoid people that are coming and going on the same aisle? I mean, it's almost, I think Walmart actually, I just read that they started implementing, or they were going to implement the one-way aisles. So you can only go one way and that's it.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. It's a great idea because here you got people coming towards you, and I mean it's just.
But you know what? Some Targets, I like what they're doing at Target too, where they're only allowing about, I think, 10 to 15 people at a given time, and that has helped so much. So it avoids people staying in a certain area at Target. And the aisles are pretty lonely. So that has worked. So the Targets in the Costa Mesa area, they have been doing that. So 10 to 15 people at a time. And that has been working pretty well.
Wow. That's excellent. Well, I'm glad they're doing that. There's all these different things that I think grocery stores can do to create that social distancing and just keep people a lot safer. And like even paying at
they are doing different things.
What's
that?
Even like when you go up to pay at the cash register, they got the whole plexiglass thing up, and they have the like the actual the pad where you type in like your PIN code if you're using a debit card and whatnot. It's all covered up in like little plastic. So
Yeah.
I was sure to carry some wipes over there because when I got there, I needed a card, so I didn't really see any wipes, sanitizing wipes the store provided. So luckily I had my own, and then I just kind of wiped the cart down. I wiped the handle, and then I wiped the area where I was gonna put my food on. But then I made sure to buy. They have you can actually buy these little grocery bags. So they come, packaged and everything. Like if you go to a Smart and Final, you can get this stuff there easily. But I ended up buying some of those so that when I got home, they still baggage everything that you buy and everything. But still, I don't know where those bags have been. So those plastic bags, I just kind of bundle it up
Yeah.
and put them away or throw them out or whatever. But I even told my wife, yeah, we got to take the food out and just put them in these little like bags that we ended up buying that have been, packaged in and contained, and then put those in the refrigerator. Because I started noticing, luckily we didn't get sick or anything, but I started noticing that she was putting some of these grocery bags in the refrigerator along with the rest of the food. So I was like, no. Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of cool things that many
Yeah.
Hispanic markets are doing, which I
Uh-huh.
thought was really interesting because I'm going to be honest with you, at the Latino community, we're used to going to our market, our local market, and grabbing our bread, right? We
Yeah.
choose our bread, we choose the bolillos, the conchitas, and we're used to that. So I love that nowadays what they're doing is that they're actually creating little baggies with conchitas, and they put about like 3 or 4 conchitas. So you're not choosing your conchita. You're just grabbing your bag and you're going. And I love that. I'm like, okay, that this is a good step. That this is a step ahead here that we're going to help out the community, because we're so used to going and choosing our bolillo. And now it's like, no, no, no. They already chose it for you. Just take your bag with you and go on out and go on out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and even now, like we're so used to like maybe grabbing something to maybe scoot it aside or to inspect it a little bit closer. And so today I was so
Yeah.
careful, and I always had this thing in the back of my mind. Okay, if you touch it, you buy it. So I was like, it was a hard challenge, I gotta tell you that. But I just kind of put my hands to the side and I just leaned in, and if I needed to look closer, I just leaned in a little bit more. But if I touched something, then I was gonna put in the card. So like for the
Yeah.
for the eggs too, my wife had grabbed the eggs, and I said, well, you know what? She already had them in her hands. Right? It's like an 18 pack. And I said, why don't we just get the one that's like 32 pack? It was like this big one, and she's going to reach for it, and then I thought, like, oh wait, no, she already touched the one she already had. So we ended up committing to the 18 pack because she had already touched
Take
it.
it.
So that's how like we're trying to do things, and just be conscious of everything else. Because I mean, you just never know if somebody else touched that stuff and then put it back in there. And if it was on any normal day, I've seen somebody. I saw somebody once. I mean, not during this pandemic situation, but like maybe a year and a half ago or so, I saw this person bump like one of the avocados off the little platforms they're in the grocery store, and then she picked it up and put it back on the platform from the floor. So just stuff like that. You just never know when there's what goes on with this stuff. So you just got to be careful.
Yeah,
but,
we definitely do.
Yeah.
And have like a process too. Have a process like when you come home, go ahead and leave your vegetables and fruits, like leave them in water for a while.
Yeah.
Leave them in water for a while before you go ahead and use them and eat them, because you just don't know where they come from or who touched them.
Yeah. Well, is that your process? Is that what you do?
Yeah, definitely. I go grocery shopping, I come home and I go ahead and like leave like a little bucket of water with all of my veggies and then another bucket with all of my fruits, and I leave them there for a while. I wash them off and then I go ahead and eat them. But yeah, I think washing your groceries is definitely something that we need to start practicing more.
Yeah.
Period. Forever, forever.
Exactly. Well, what about takeout food? Do you do takeout or delivery?
You know what? My mom has been super awesome lately, and she's been cooking, and we've been
Wow.
helping her cook. So it's been like cookouts every day. Really awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
So I'm learning how to cook
Uh-huh.
thanks to this pandemic. So thank you, coronavirus. This has been great. I'm cooking. Um, so we've been eating here. It's been all my mom's cooking. I'm cooking. My brother's also helping. So it's been very nice to bring the family together and cook, and a lot of family time, definitely. A lot of family time during
Yeah.
this pandemic.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I never really found time after I was in Santa Barbara, and I used to live there, and I would have a short commute to work. So practically almost every day I used to just grill. We wouldn't even eat out. But then I got a job in LA, and then my wife was still in Santa Barbara, and so we ended up having to find a middle ground in Oxnard. And It was every day just a commute to work and coming back from home. Just didn't really leave enough time for me to do any of that grilling that I liked. But now it is definitely a shorter commute now that I live in LA, but also because of what's going on now, yeah, I'm finding myself grilling a lot more. And I actually used to have I still have a YouTube channel called Oscar's Grill Bites, and I usually would put um, uh, recipes up there, and kind of try different things, if you will. So I would try different recipes. It was fun. Like one of the things I do is grill a whole turkey. For Thanksgiving, I usually do this, but grill a whole turkey, and it usually comes out pretty good. So I think I have to get back to that at some point. But right now, I'm dealing with just some other projects as well. Yeah, Gabby. So it looks like your video froze up. So we'll wait. I'll wait a little bit and see if it comes back on, and then we'll go back to you. But yeah, by the way, for anybody watching this, if you're watching this right now, it is about 9:10 at night. So if you're watching this, you can comment or ask questions below. You're watching on Facebook Live, of course, and I can actually bring up your comments and feature them here, and maybe we can answer a question or two if you have any. I will upload another version of this. It won't be live, but it'll be on YouTube. And you can also follow me on social media, on my Instagram at ofloresnews, and on Twitter at oflores. Usually with the Twitter, I try and put more newsy stuff there. So that's my newsy account. With Instagram, of course, it's a little bit more loosey-goosey, and I post usually things that I'm doing, or food pictures, or it's just a little bit more personal, a little bit more fun, if you will. So there you go. You can follow me on Instagram, Flores News, and on Twitter at Flores. And also, if you're looking to get more information on COVID-19. Coronavirus, you can go to any of these two websites that I have listed here, the cdc.gov or who.int. Those websites have great resources, especially cdc.gov is really one of my go-tos. In fact, you know what? I'll do this. I might be able to actually bring my screen to the cdc.gov so I can show you why I like it. Okay, here we go. So this is the CDC website, and right from the start, you get this nice big panel here where you can just click to learn more about COVID-19. And I mean, this is cool. The way that they kind of separate the different sections here. Latest updates right here. Bam. April 25th is the latest updates. You can go there, click on that, and then you get more information. You can scroll down a little bit more, and you can find even more options and information. But let's do how to protect yourself. What to do if you're sick. So, I'm not there. But let's just choose how to protect yourself and see. So you get all these different resources, and you can even find some PDF files that you can print out. And in fact, I printed out a PDF file on how to do something. I think it was on how to disinfect. Here's a cool video on how to properly wash your hands. Hand washing tips. You know what? Let's just click on that and see what's up with that. So, nice video. Let's see. Let's just watch this video. Let's see what it's all about. So it looks like it doesn't have any audio here, but that's really cool. You can still see the images. But I like that it this website just has videos like this that just are very visual and very clear on what you're supposed to be doing. Oh, yeah, this is a favorite part of mine. 20 seconds. I've been so conditioned now to wash my hands every for about 20 seconds that I used to count my Mississippis all the way up to 20, but now it's become second nature, basically, if you will, for this hand washing business. Okay, so that's one of the things, how to properly wash your hands. Family activity. But there's other stuff that you can check out here. Symptoms, clean and disinfect. This is really cool too. Frequently touched surfaces. You can you can learn here what you can use to disinfect. Alcohol solutions with at least 70% alcohol. It's just all these nice tips, how to disinfect your electronics. So, I still gotta do. I gotta disinfect my phone on a daily basis. So I still have to learn how to do that. I do clean it and I do disinfect it, but I probably should be doing it a lot more. Laundry. In fact, today when I went to the grocery store after I got back, I got out of my clothes, threw them in the washer, and I'm gonna wash them. Tried not. I usually keep a second pair of shoes also in the garage area, so when I come in, I can leave those shoes there, and then I can put on my shoes that I went to the garage or went into the garage with. So what do you do when someone is sick? So this website, cdc.gov, just has a lot of good resource and information for you. You just have to go to it, and the cool thing is you can access it on your phones or smart devices as well. And there was a way to actually, I think there was a map somewhere around here. Let's see. Oh yeah, cases in the U.S. If you go to that link, I think, there we go. So I think you can click on these maps if you want to check out a certain community. So here I clicked on California. So it automatically got me over to the California Department of Public Health. So if I choose, let's go with New Hampshire there. So if I choose New Hampshire, it takes me to the New Hampshire Department of Public Health there. So it's really cool that just through this map alone, when you click on something, it just redirects you to that state health department. And then from there, you can actually, get all the information that you want regarding that particular state or community. So it's really, really good stuff. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's probably like I mean, it's just there's a ton of information, but that's actually just a couple of tips that I have for you on how to use this, and what you can find at cdc.gov. So again, like all you have to do is just click on that panel. If you go to cdc.gov, click on the coronavirus or corona disease 2019 panel there, and then you'll be able to see it. And if you scroll down, you can still see some more. But right now we're gonna go back to Gabby to just talk a little bit more about her projects and what else she's up to. Hey, Gabby.
Hi, I'm back.
Hi. I know you froze up there for a few minutes.
Yes, we lost connection, but that's part of this.
Yeah, no, I was just showing the CDC website and why I like it. It just has a ton of cool stuff and PDF files you can easily print out and carry with you or show people, including a video on how to wash your hands. So that's
interesting.
Cool.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So what other projects are you working on right now?
Well, currently I'm working on a package, on a report on the immigrant community in downtown LA that has been affected by COVID-19. So that has been very, very interesting, and it's very close to my heart to work with my immigrant community because they don't have a voice. So being able to give them a voice through my work has been definitely my goal. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the projects that I'm working on right now, getting a couple of interviews through Zoom, some content through they send me their videos, how they possibly can with their phones. And that has been very rewarding to me. Very difficult to create those packages because it's very sad to see how much they're impacted by everything that's happening right now.
Yeah, like what, for example? Can you elaborate a little bit more on these stories? Because we're not really hearing too much about it. I think, in my opinion, and I think we should hear more about it. But what are you finding out?
Yeah, so my sister is an elementary school teacher for LAUSD, and one of her students' moms is an immigrant, and she lost her job. Her husband lost his job as well. So they're jobless, and they have 3 kids, and they're struggling, and they are, thank goodness that now they're receiving some sort of income, right, through the state, but they're struggling. And what's going on here in downtown LA is that there are some food banks that are providing these families with food, but I think that that's not enough. So covering those type of stories really, really touch my heart, and I really hope that I can go ahead and spread the word, and these people are very hardworking and deserve to have some sort of help, insurance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think the governor of California has done some things to help, this immigrant community. I think it could go further, perhaps, and I don't know if they're working on something that goes beyond what they put out already. But it almost seems like everything they put out there right now, they have to keep updating it, if you will. So for example, I think they started out with like a certain population needs to get was able to get some money because of how bad the economy is right now. But then they came back the following day and said, okay, well, we kind of almost like we kind of forgot to include this, or we're including it in now, and so just kind of keeps going and going. So who knows, where it's gonna end up. I think he did take the first step on alleviating some of the heartaches and hardships that this immigrant community is facing. So we'll see, what happens. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more help on the way.
I think that what we're realizing right now is that who's working right now feeding us, right? Mm-hmm. Who's working and feeding us at this moment? Those immigrants that that we've heard so much rhetoric from our government, not the best rhetoric, but we are seeing them working in not the best conditions. They don't have any rights. They're working day in, day out and helping us out right now during the pandemic. So a huge shout out to them, their families. And I really hope that we can go ahead and help with more, help them out in some way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Gabby, I really do wish you the best of luck on your endeavors, on your projects. Thank
you so much.
Of course, before we fully wrap this up, is there anything else you'd like to say or mention that I didn't ask or you didn't get a chance to?
I just want to thank you very much because I met you at Camp News, and that goes to show what happens when you network with people, right? This is the beauty of it all, right? We met at Camp News. You were one of the mentors, and I was a student there. So this is so beautiful, right, to see this full circle now. You interviewing me. I'm usually the one conducting the interviews. So I thank you so much, and it's been a pleasure to be here on your vlog. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. We'll have to have you back on and
for sure
and see what the updates are.
For sure. Thank you so much, Oscar, and I wish you the best.
Of course, Gabby. Stick around a little bit more after this. We'll talk. And thank you again. You have a good night. And for all the folks at home, for all the folks watching this, thank you so much. I do appreciate your support. And again, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. You'll see my handles down there below on the bottom of your screen. And if you are looking for more information on COVID-19, you can follow your local media news sources and health officials. And usually I put a ton of great information out there on social media as well. But you can follow me on the Twitter account, and I usually put some updates up there too. Or you can always go to cdc.gov and who.int. And like I was showing you earlier, cdc.gov does have a ton of great information for you and latest updates. Thank you again for tuning in. Until next time, stay safe and be sure to get some fresh air. All right. Have a good night.